Hello, hello. Welcome back to Anno Domini. So, you found yourself in an interesting situation. Marmaduke has a giant banana and has just told Erastus that he should eat the giant banana. Whether or not Erastus will do that, obviously, is up to David. But, Marmaduke, do you have other gifts for these wonderful folks?
Yes, I have gifts for everyone.
Hold up, though. I can't wait for the next session that David shows up. The first question we ask him is, Dave, do you eat the giant banana?
All right. So I head over to I got this. Donan.
Hi, that's me.
Donan, for you. I put. Well, do I have a bag yet, Caleb? Is it established? Can I have a backpack now?
Sure.
Since I'm not naked anymore. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Pull out of my bag a mug. I hand it to you. This, my friend, is a mug. The ancient relic of the dwarves. The mug of intoxication. Any liquid you put in this will instantly become an ice-cold, frothing, delicious alcoholic beverage. That will...
That's honestly incredible. I mean, let's be real. That's pretty...
Oh, that's... With it comes boosts to your stats, and it is amazing.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Well, only when you're drunk.
But basically, I get to trade my wisdom modifier for.
Oh, you'll
my
see.
hit modifier.
You'll see what happens when you get drunk. It is quite amazing if I do say
Darn
so.
straight, I will see. I'm totally gonna pull out the. Do I still have a vial of Feywater?
I don't know if it's not on your character sheet.
I don't remember if I ended up using that Fey Melancholy water or something. Let's see.
I know you used some of it.
Nope, not there anymore. Rip. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Josh attacks someone with a spiritual weapon.
Did I do that just now?
It's funny.
Oh, I must have tapped spacebar.
Yeah.
While I was alt tabbing.
26 crit.
Did I crit
Mm-hmm.
my spiritual weapon?
It's like that scene in the Avengers where Thor and Hulk have just finished punching a bunch of people. The spiritual weapon just like sitting there is like, I want to fight things more, and then he just hits Leasing.
Yeah. Yep. Well, nothing for it but to roll damage. Yep. Still mediocre damage. But it's kind of like free damage, so I guess
Makes you feel a little bit better about it.
Yeah, no, I don't express this gratitude. And
was that a question?
he's not really sure if he ought to be grateful or not.
And I am very sorry for trying to murder you in the past,
And
along with children.
Donut's like, yeah, about that. Why should we trust you now?
Because the spirit of the Feywild's tyrant no longer resides within me.
Did we ever figure this out in character or?
Yes, absolutely you did. Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Okay.
And I went on a 9-month-long adventure through perilous wonders and journeys and multiple universes to get you all one-of-a-kind gifts.
Possession happens. He just kind of shrugs like, okay, you're possessed. Cool. Don't do it again.
I will try. Well.
Donan raises one bushy eyebrow.
No more possession from here on out, yes.
Can Can I make an insight check or some kind of arcana check to see if he's currently possessed?
Right. Yeah, make an insight check.
Ooh.
Let's see. That is this button here.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, no,
That's a very
I
good
mean,
roll.
he's Marmaduke, so he's weird, but not possessed by Oberon. Yeah.
Right?
well, that was, he was seeing if I was possessed by anything else.
Or that. Yeah, nothing else. I
I guess
mean,
I'm not technically possessed.
he's acting as weird as Marmaduke has always acted.
Okay.
I just have a weird demon arm.
He does have his crab.
Yeah. I don't think he can possess me. And I head over to Erastus. And 6-foot banana.
Right.
This was the hardest to get. I had to save an entire dimension. Once you eat this, you will feel a drastic increase to your power.
Potassium.
Yeah. And he's not here.
Yeah,
to
I mean,
respond,
Erastus
so we'll get
responds,
that
however,
next time.
David will respond next time, sort of a thing. So for now, he's just like, okay.
And
This is very
for you-
strange.
Yeah. For you, Lisa, I pull out a quiver, an enchanted quiver. It only has 10. We agreed upon 10 arrows, Caleb, to start.
No, it has a D4 arrows every day.
Okay.
Nice.
It's technically a quiver of endless +1, or not +1, because that's
Endless magical arrows.
magical arrows, but you only get 4 of them a day. But well, up to 4 of them a day.
Sometimes less.
Sometimes less. But they can also hold other arrows. And for you, my dear friend, Ulrich. I pull out a rock out of my like little pouch. Like, in my travels, I'd found a sword capable of splitting mountains that I almost got to. I had it within my possession, and I was like, Ulrich would love this. I'm like, his wife would be mighty jealous. I cannot give this to him. So I left it behind, but I found this for you. Keep it with you at all times, Ulrich.
What did you say, Connor?
I said that's so weird. Why would?
What?
It's so strange. No, that my wife would be jealous of.
About having another sword?
Oh, that's what you said. Okay, I didn't hear that you said sword. I thought it was just this ambiguous thing.
No. It was a
Jealous of
sword.
I had. I was like, it's so weird.
No, it's like a sword, like a mountain splitting sword that he found. And he was like,
Oh, okay.
Ulrich would love this, but his wife would be jealous. And so I got you this rock instead.
Yeah.
It's a magical enchanted rock. And you keep it with you at all times. It's much more damaging than you'd think. And the best part is you
It
could
just looks like a normal, like, gray stone.
Yeah.
It's perfectly smooth. Perfect for throwing. Very aerodynamic.
I like feel it.
And you can throw it at your enemies. And the best part is, it'll return to you.
It's a boomerang.
You will never be without a weapon with this. Very inconspicuous. And again, much more damaging than it may seem.
Why didn't I get a boomer rock?
Boomerang.
I could give everyone boomerangs. There's only one in existence. Supposedly.
All right.
Rare boomerang.
But remember, keep it with you at all times.
Something about secret and safe?
Yeah, keep it safe. Keep it safe. So Erastus is like still looking at the banana, and he says, "Well, not that this is all great. Not that this isn't all great and everything, but Ulrich, did you happen to find anything that could give us a hint as to where Quell might have gone? That was our purpose for being here, after all. Yes."
Is she talking to me?
This is Erastus talking to you.
Oh. Okay, I thought Delia was talking to Jared's character, so that was a very confusing moment for me. Can you say it again?
Yeah, so Erastus is looking at the banana, and then he, like, you know,
Okay.
kind of, he's just, like, shaking his head, and he looks back at you, Ulrich, and says, not that this isn't great and all, but, Ulrich, did you happen to find anything about, Quell's whereabouts? That was the purpose of our visit, after all.
No. No, I didn't find anything. Right? I didn't find anything, right?
Not yet, I don't think, yeah.
Yeah. No.
Well, wonderful. So it seems like we've wasted a visit then.
Well, we found Marmaduke.
Right, we've wasted a visit then.
Oh, that hurts.
So does murdering people.
I mean, if you remember, I didn't actually succeed in murdering anyone.
That makes it okay.
Yeah, so like, what's the plan now? Does no one have any sort of plan?
I don't know. Like, we were going to talk to Quell, and Quell was going to help us.
Yeah, Quell's not here.
Since there's no option to talk to Quell, I mean, we could go back to Erastus's tower, or Erastus's place, like he's been agitating for us to do.
Go back to Scotland.
Go back to Scotland where you came from.
You also have whatever the job is for the dwarves, the shrine, to keep the kids there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's true. Should probably think about fulfilling that part of the contract at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do you go anywhere else in the tower? I mean, there's other like levels and stuff you haven't looked at yet. And I honestly don't think Ulrich did any sort of extensive like searching.
I think Lisa has had her fill of exploring.
Yeah, is no one gonna ask about like, Marmaduke, what are our curses? Can you get them? Can you get rid of them for us? Like,
Oh yeah, Lisa probably tries to, like, if there's ever a moment where she can like talk to him without everyone else listening in, she would walk up to him and just be like, how do you get rid of it?
Is this happening now or later?
right now, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I wake up with a new one every day, or whenever I fulfill one of the whenever I fulfill one of them. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Marmaduke, do you want to make a
Arcana
I don't know
check?
history check to like see how much you know about how the curses work when you give them to other people?
Sure.
Yeah, wouldn't that be Arcana?
Yeah, probably.
Arcana. Thank you. I'm much better with that.
Doesn't matter. You got a 9. Yeah, Marmaduke, you've never known much about like how the curses interact
But
with other people.
I do have the researcher feat.
What does that do?
When I attempt to learn or recall a piece of lore that I don't know, I can usually I'm just gonna paraphrase because it's a lot, but I know where to find the information might be.
Oh, okay.
That's
I mean,
a cool feat.
that is a really cool
Or
feat.
in a wizard's tower.
So Marmaduke, you're like, I don't know, but I know someone who might.
I mean, we're in a
yeah.
wizard's tower.
Exactly. Yeah. Literally, you're in a wizard's tower. Quell might have a book on this. On curses, how they work.
Oh, by the way, do you still have the monkey grenade?
Do you mean the flask?
Yeah. Press a
I was
button.
wondering too. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I knew exactly what he meant.
Yeah, you still,
That's
Lisa, you still have
literally what it is.
you still have a demon ape stuck in a flask.
That's pretty cool, I guess.
Just don't give it back to him, because I have a feeling he wants to use it.
Yeah. I think she doesn't have a bag anymore either.
Yeah.
This
your
reminds
bag
me a
was
lot of
destroyed.
the episode in Avatar: The Last Airbender where Zuko is trying to get in the team, and he's like, and they're like, and he's like, and I'm sorry for sending that guy after you. Wait, you said Sparky Boomerang after us? That's not his name, but like that's
Just
what I'm
awkwardly
just thinking.
carrying all of your stuff.
Yep,
You should have said Azula had sent him. They would have believed that.
yep.
Stupid.
Carly, are you just awkwardly carrying all of your stuff now?
Probably.
I mean, you could probably find a bag around here
I
somewhere.
give her my backpack. I don't have anything in it now anyway.
Yeah, actually, we should
Okay.
probably look around to see if there's any magical items we could use.
Right, yeah, you just continue stealing from Quell.
Yeah, I'm sorry I broke your bag. Here, you can take mine. It's empty now.
Yeah, she starts putting all of her stuff in it one by one, and she puts the flask in like a separate pocket.
Be very careful with that. They multiply like rabbits.
Yeah, don't say.
You should ask the ninth dimension.
Okay, yeah. So, Marmaduke, you want to try to find a... what's happening first? There's, like, several, like, look through Quell's tower things happening right now. So, like, what's happening first?
I mean, didn't we decide that looking through Quell's tower was a bad idea to continue?
Yes, and then then the second thing you said right after that was, oh, we could also find this in Quell's tower. So I'm confused now.
Oh, I'm not actually serious about finding more useful things.
Oh, okay. So I just didn't know what was...
No. You're not going to give us anything super useful anyway, so why bother?
Just like to point out, Lisig has an iron flask, which is a very, very... Let's see, it's a... What kind of magic item is this in terms of, like, the rarity? It's a legendary magic item, so you're welcome.
Yes, but it also has a giant demon monkey in it now.
Right,
makes
that
it
you can
more
just
valuable.
unleash on someone.
It just
I
very
mean,
nearly
yeah,
killed
but
her
there's
the
no
first
guarantee
time.
it would-
So
Wouldn't kill me.
all I'm thinking is maybe it's not worth the cost to
By the
continue
way,
looking.
it's worth 50,000 gold.
Is it now?
Now that I know that Caleb was talking about the rules earlier. Oh yeah, I'm like, be very careful with that. It's worth about 50,000 gold.
Her eyebrows go up a little bit, but she still just puts it in her bag.
But yeah, Marmaduke, were you at least, at the very least, going to look through Quell's books?
Oh, dude, he probably has so many one-of-a-kind items here.
Oh,
I'm probably
yes,
pocketing
very
things left and right.
true. You can attempt to. So
Yeah.
do you guys go to the library? I guess that's the first question.
Yeah, I mean, Lisig would try to find it at least.
Okay, yeah. I mean, Ulrich knows where the library is.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you guys go into the library. Marmaduke, do you want to make a investigation check to see if you can find the proper book?
Ooh, investigation. Okay.
Yeah. You can get advantage from Ulrich, though, because Ulrich knows about the library and where things are.
All right. Let's go. Yep.
Only a 9.
Not very known for his good rolls.
Yeah, so you look around a whole bunch of places, and I think you find you do find a book of curses. It takes a really long time. How long do you look?
I mean,
How long do you let yourself
How
look?
long are they gonna let me? Because
Like an hour passes, and you still haven't found the book.
again, time doesn't mean much to Marmaduke.
Do you still let him like keep looking around for the book after an hour?
Are you asking me?
Everyone. Yeah,
Oh,
Lisig,
okay.
Donan, and Ulrich.
I mean, honestly, Donan's probably pretty interested in what is in the library anyway.
Yeah, sure. Are you guys? Is anyone else looking at any other books?
Can I get a bonus to a skill if I find a book relevant to it?
Possibly, but probably because it would be a magical book and not because it would. That's just how the rules work.
Are there magical books about healing?
Probably, yeah. Make an investigation check yourself.
Okay, can do.
Want all of us to do that, or just Josh?
You're helping Marmaduke look for the curse book right now, Ulrich.
Okay.
But
It's probably not a very good process. I'm probably very distracted with all the.
yeah, Donan. So the book that you find, if you took it with you, it would probably be very helpful in the long term. But you're not gonna like suddenly read it and then like get magical like boosts.
Okay.
Yeah, you could put it in your bag if you wanted to.
Sure, it's worth trying.
Mhm.
And dying over a book that might make my healing better because we know we're gonna need it.
Mm-hmm.
We know we're gonna need all the healing we can get.
Yeah.
I'll
Lacey,
take
do you
so
look
much
for...
damage. Holy cow!
Lacey, do you look for a book in particular, or you do?
Yeah, she would see if Quell has any books whatsoever that talk about druids.
Okay. Yeah, make another investigation check.
17.
17. Yeah, he has a few tomes on druids. What are you looking for specifically?
I mean, just like whatever.
Like, what was your
just
intent with that investigation, right? Like you found the druid books, but like what do you want those druid books to contain? Are you looking for something that can help you? Are you just wanting to find out what Quell knows about druids?
Mainly what he knows. Like the purpose of her trying to find them is to see if if there are any, which I mean, more than likely there wouldn't be, but he is Quell, so
Right. Yeah, I think you
but-
find. Yeah, go ahead.
and then she also, after that, if she finds books, she would want to see how accurate the information in them is to actual druid life.
Okay. Yeah. So you find 2 books on druids. One about Scottish dwarven druids, and another about like Celtic halfling druids. And these are books like written by Quell himself with any information he's ever gathered about the way these druids work. A lot of it is kind of accurate. There's definitely some of it where you're like, no, he got a couple of details wrong here and there. But for the most part, it's like, and it's not like super extensive stuff. It's not like, I know all the secret rituals of the druids. Ha ha ha. It's just like, You're like, oh wow, he totally knows about the druid circle that I come from, and like the main person who leads the druid circle I come from, and like what we do normally, like kind of like you're like, oh okay, yeah, this guy like knows what he's talking about. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I would take those books.
Okay, all right. Guys just pillaging his library. That's fine. All right.
Druid secrets. Keep the
So
druid secret and safe. I have justification for mine at least. I want to keep his protege alive.
yeah, Connor.
Hey, Mom needs someone to check Stormy's levels. So if we can take another break sometime soon, it'd be great.
Honestly, it might be. I feel like we maybe just need to wrap up here in a little bit.
Okay.
Because I'm really not sure where to go with this
Without
next
David.
here,
It's so
right? Without
hard to-
David.
Yeah, it's hard to do anything without David, right? 'Cause
Yeah, it was fine to like introduce Marmaduke again and like do that battle and stuff. I think it worked fine, but
Honestly,
going any
what-
further.
Yeah, kind of the next goal that we had was to, okay, we're going to search Quell's tower, and then we're going to go visit David's estate.
Okay.
And somewhere in the middle do the quest for the...
Yeah, and since you wanted to go to bed like about 10 anyway, Connor.
Yeah.
So let's keep going like about 10 more minutes. Just kind of finish up this thing we're doing right here, and then we'll wrap up everything.
Yeah, I do have one thing that I want to do.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So Marmaduke, you're still like looking for the book, right? And I think you do find a book of curses after about like an hour and a half of searching.
That ironically cursed.
I mean, do you just like grab it?
I'll do an Arcana check first.
Yeah, sure. You don't know. It might be. Who knows? No
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, I
Might be a cursed book.
poke it first. I poke it with a I grab it with my cursed hand. Who cares? What's gonna happen? Is it gonna get more?
Don't tempt fate
You
like
grab
that.
it with your cursed hand.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, the entire time I'm just grumbling like, what is this organizational system? I'm yelling at Ulrich. I'm like, what is he doing here? I'm just like, does the Dewey Decimal System exist in this universe, or is that or what? Ulrich?
Okay, cool. Roll a D10,000. Or no, D1,000.
Okay. Oh, that's 100.
D1,000. Okay, I need to look up like what. 566.
Huh.
What's the?
Okay.
Oh, that's interesting.
What have you brought upon us this time?
Okay, roll one more time.
Oh. You're just gonna give me 2 curses? Oh, jeez, man.
I mean, you touched it with your cursed hand. What do you expect? $986.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
What did you roll?
Do you want to tell him, or am I gonna?
No, we don't need to do. None of these need to be said out loud right now. Okay, so what happens is there's a surge of energy. Marmaduke, you're thrown backward against the wall. Some books fall from the shelves. And then you feel an absence of something. You're not sure what, but there's like an emptiness inside you where there wasn't before. Like it was filled by something, and you're like, okay. What?
Caleb, that's a horrible joke.
No, this. Oh my gosh, no.
Oh, okay,
No,
that's not what you meant.
No,
Okay.
no. You just feel like some sort of like esoteric, like spiritual emptiness.
Okay.
And then Ulrich is there, right?
His
Like
liver
helping
didn't.
you.
His liver didn't disappear.
No, yeah.
That was
You
my
gotta kiss
first
me first,
guess.
So Ulrich is like there, right, too, like helping you look through these books. How do you react to this, Ulrich?
You have to say that again.
So Marmaduke like touches the book with his
Yeah.
cursed hand, and
Yeah.
then just flies against the bookshelf and just like crashes, and like there's a surge of energy. And
Oh, Marmaduke does.
yes, when he touches the book about curses that Quell has.
Oh, well. I mean, I'm basically like, that's booby trapped too. Quell, you outdid yourself.
Yeah, and Marmaduke, when you look at Ulrich, suddenly you want to be his devoted follower for the rest of your life.
Oh no.
Yes.
Talk about irony. The curse.
Yep.
The book was cursed. The book about curses was cursed.
Do you
That's
say
By the
that?
way, can I be your servant for the rest of your life? I get down on one knee.
Oh no.
Connor?
I mean, I say yes. No, I'm kidding.
Thank you, Master.
No, I don't say yes. Definitely don't say yes. I'm
What?
like,
What's the anime trope for this? Caleb?
I don't know.
You don't know what the name of the anime trope for this is?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Okay.
You probably say Ulrich Senpai, though, Marmaduke, when you say this.
Ass. Ulrich Senpai, command me.
Yeah, Connor, so he says, I want to be your loyal
I
servant
know,
forever.
I know,
How do you respond?
I know. I mean, he says, "Oh crap! Like, this is not good. What happened?"
Fair.
I said that before. You just didn't hear me.
Oh, okay.
I just noticed how much of a natural born leader you are.
Yep.
Yeah, your obviously inclination is like, oh, the book cursed
Yeah,
him
the
somehow.
book. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I'm basically just like, well, I don't know what to do from here. Like, so I probably am like, well, we need to bring him to Quell, and he'll be able to fix this.
Yeah, I mean, problem is you still don't know where Quell is.
Well, yeah, but
So do you, like, I guess the next question is, do you still try to like use the Book of Curses, or
um,
Well, you're cursed already. Might as well try.
yeah, like Marmaduke, you just like grab it again?
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Oh, darn.
Yeah, you can open up the book and read it.
Okay.
Okay. So what are you looking for specifically? You want to like find out how to determine how long their curses will last and stuff.
Yeah, and/or how to get rid of them.
Okay. Sure. Make an Arcana check.
Oh boy, that went so well last time.
I know, right?
Hey.
17. Okay.
Nice.
So it takes you a little while, but you're reading through this whole situation, Marmaduke. And you start like asking everybody questions about like what their curse is, like what maybe weird things have happened around them or to them, and you're kind of like gonna a sense like, okay, what are their curses and like how can they go away? And so you figure out. I mean, Ulrich already knew his curse. Lisa, you now have confirmed that the stealing impulse is because of the curse. Erastus, you can't quite figure out what his curse is. Because nothing, like, everything's pretty esoteric about what he's like, I don't feel any different, really. You know the school of magic that's on him, it's abjuration, but you still don't know, like, what that could mean.
And I don't even remember.
Yeah. Donan, however, I think you figure out what his curse is. So, basically, Donan, whenever you roll a 13 on a check, a natural 13, something around you explodes.
Oh, well, I like this.
I knew that was related to him.
So,
Do you remember the random things I had
Yeah,
exploding
the tree
around you?
branch and the fire.
no. Oh,
The tree branch when you were trying
Last session,
to figure out what was wrong with me, and then the fire when you were trying to.
wait, the fire exploded?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, a bunch of things exploded. You just didn't.
I was too busy trying to play around with new ideas for my
Yeah.
character. I'm like,
I said it several times and you didn't catch on. There was just random explosions around you. But yeah, so whenever you accidentally like roll a 13 naturally, something around you will accidentally explode.
oh no.
As for how to get rid of these curses, usually Marmaduke, you know that there's like a specific like criteria that if you do this thing, the curse will be gotten rid of. You don't know specifics as to like what they could be, but they're usually related to the curse somehow. So I don't know. Yeah, with 17 Arcana, I don't think you know any. You can't like guess at any of the curse lifting like things.
I know where we can find out.
Sure. Yeah.
Caleb, you know my backstory.
Okay, you should just tell me because I don't know.
You don't remember my backstory?
I do remember your backstory, but I don't know what you mean by where you can find out. Oh, I think I do now. But you messaged me and I made to make sure that I'm on the same page as you, but I'm pretty sure I remember.
Always check your page numbers, people. It's important.
Yep, that's what I was remembering too. Yeah, so you can say that if you want to.
I mean, I'm a devoted follower to him. I go up and kneel next to him, like, we could go to, what's his name?
Oswin Gage.
We could
Oh
go
my
to
God.
Gage's tower. I'm sure he knows how to get rid of all of your curses.
Thank you for helping me with my goal, Jared.
Anytime. He knows a
Are
lot
we
about
finding
curses.
out secrets about Lisa's secret goal?
No, this isn't my secret goal.
This is just her main goal that she's had for most of the time.
I mean, Connor, you have unlimited power right now. I'm your loyal servant. You can ask any questions.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so he literally says like, Oswin Gage knows about these curses. He could like he knows stuff. We could go to him and like figure this out.
Who's the one that's Jared? That's the one saying that.
No Marmaduke.
Well, okay, obviously.
No, this is Patrick.
No, this is Patrick.
I mean, honestly, I'm gonna ask him. Where did like how these curses can be get rid of? Well, do I know that there's a curse on me?
Yeah.
Connor, you need to pay attention. That was the conversation we were just having.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I mean, I just asked him how we can get rid of the curses.
Right, and so he literally said like I can't figure it out from this book, but Oswin Gage can know. Like Oswin Gage knows. Do you remember who Oswin Gage is?
Yeah.
Bad
No, I've
wizard
heard that.
rival.
Yep.
Not only bad wizard rival, he's the one who making the undead, we think.
Yeah, that's the suspected idea. Because he immediately blamed Quell for the undead apocalypse.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, there's also the question of, like, why does Marmaduke know about this whole situation?
Right.
Connor, are you playing a game?
Yes.
As Connor.
At least you're honest.
Yeah. I mean, I don't lie.
That's a lie.
What?
Just saying.
I mean, I don't lie anymore. Right?
I mean, okay, never mind. We don't need to get into
Yeah.
specifics.
Okay. Question again. That wasn't even my fault. That was your fault.
No, so literally, it was just like I just mentioning the fact to their character would maybe find it a little odd that Marmaduke would say that. Like,
And I'm
Osmond
talking
Gage
about
knows because
your boss's
Oh, right. Okay, I see.
familiarity.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Okay.
you go talk to him. He knows.
How do you know that Oswin Gage knows that?
Because he gave me this arm.
and it's
The
just sort of,
arm
it's still like wrapped up. He's never like shown what the arm looked like underneath to you.
He's the reason the way I am that I am.
He's the reason
Wow,
the way I am
big
that I am. That is
That is what Jared just said.
Sentence, and I love it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The whole sentence was inverted.
Marmaduke is slowly
So-
lowering his intelligence to try and meet what he thinks what his master deserves. Because the servant can't be more intelligent than the master.
True.
Is he like actually turning down his intelligence stat?
No,
that's
not
pretty
like
cool.
through magical means.
Okay, well, I mean, honestly, I feel like Ulrich would just ask him a long string of questions, right? I mean, he's like, how do you know Ulrich? Not Ulrich. Oh my god.
How do you know me?
How do you know me? How do you know Oswin?
Oh, I was his former disciple, and then he turned me into a monstrosity, and then I escaped.
Right, okay.
Is there anything else you demand of me, sir?
Do we trust this monstrosity made by Oswin Gage? Why do we trust this monstrosity made by Oswin Gage?
We don't. He's just cursed right now, so we're gonna take advantage of it.
I mean, you
Delightful.
can ask me if I like him, and or am currently serving.
That's
him.
true too. Yeah, well, currently serving him. Were you serving him before I? I don't know how to. Before you were cursed into serving me, like what?
Could you rephrase, sir? I mean this in all due respect, but could you rephrase that in a slightly more intelligent fashion?
Yes. How do you? Goodness gracious. Have you? When's the last time you worked for him? There you go. That's a better way of phrasing that.
In your years or my years?
Oh, holy crap! Who is this guy? Nobody else says anything to that? I don't know. I thought that was funny.
What did he say?
I said, holy crap, who is this guy?
What did Marmaduke say?
He said, is it in your years or my years?
What did you say before that?
When's the last time you worked for Oswald?
Oh.
What does that even mean, Jared?
Because I've been to multiple iterations of Earth.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been trapped in multiple voids for multiple large periods of time. Not to mention the Feywilds. All that stuff. Oh, Caleb's typing.
Carly's doing secret messaging to me.
Okay, perfect. So what's your in my years? What's the answer?
Caleb, what's the answer?
your years, I guess? Question mark.
Well, okay.
I don't know how to answer that question.
Long before I met any of you. Time is kind of weird when you've been trapped in multiple voids and tiny flask containers. And we wait for him to die,
I mean-
and spawn.
No, I'm thinking about
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, no, that's interesting. How many universes have you been to?
Oh boy. um,
A lot.
Caleb? A lot.
You don't have a number.
Yeah.
Countless. Wow. Okay.
My favorite was the crab universe. Fair.
And that's where you got little emperor over here.
Yes, the king of the crabs.
Any other questions we need to ask him right now? I don't know. Can we trust you?
Yeah.
When you
Inspiring confidence there.
Yeah.
I guess.
I won't
Can-
betray you on purpose, but I may explode or tear the reality of fabric on accident.
That is true.
But I'll never purposely kill you.
Tear
You
the
mean the
reality of
fabric?
fact.
You're like,
I didn't realize that's what he said.
Auric like takes a few steps back.
Donan grabs at his pants. Don't tear my fabric!
I wouldn't dream to, Sir Dwarf.
is there don't tear my fabric. Is there any way for you to find Quell right now?
Caleb, is there?
No.
Could I ask my sage hand?
It's unlikely it would work. Very unlikely, because he's a very high-level wizard.
Sorry, Sage what now?
It's one of my spells.
Well, see, he has mage hand, and he can do the rhyming thing to make it sage hand. Thing
just
is,
summon
that's
a
still a
bear-
cantrip, Jared, and it can only do cantrip level magic, and so
Yeah, it would literally just point me in the right direction.
no.
Oh, we follow my hand now.
He's that direction.
Yep. And then it just ends. It's
Father,
like it could
guide
be
my
different by the
sword.
time we get there.
Caleb, it would be so unhelpful, but it would be great.
That's probably what
especially
it does,
because
yeah, actually.
especially because Quell can teleport.
Exactly.
Like,
Just
We're
always
going west.
moving.
No, wait, we're going east. Jane, make up your mind. I can't.
No, I cannot.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what else should I ask you?
Wait, if I make a roll and fail that roll, my my researcher feat will know where I can a place where I can find that information.
Place where we can find we can find information about finding Quell, not finding Quell himself.
Yes.
Exactly.
The key is to think of an item that only Quell would know. Ask where it is that item or that thing is. Ask what that is, and since you won't know, you'll know where to find it. You'll know where to find Quell. Problem solved.
Perfect.
Metagaming.
My intellect is dizzying.
So the thing Lisa wants to do,
Yeah.
I don't know if he has it right now, but I want to use locate object on the thing that was stolen from me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Is it your precious?
Is there any sort of like roll or something there that has to
Uh,
happen? Do you know? Oops. Locate object. Oh, it has to be within 1,000 feet of you.
oh, that's
Can I meta magic her spells?
No.
Oh, I would be terrified for that
Yeah,
to
well,
happen.
I'm gonna draw the line right there.
Instead of turning into one bear, you can turn into 3.
No. No, she would just like explode or something.
Oh, there's a 25% chance of that.
Exactly.
Well, so does she explode doing extra damage? Because like, there's things like instability and cast on death builds we could use.
Sure, yeah.
You just roll a 13.
I don't know if cast on death builds are the sort of builds you want for a D&D game. Unless you have a lot of resurrection spells.
Why not? The GM is kind and generous. Yes.
Yeah, sure, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, is any other last questions you ask him?
I mean, I still feel like there should be plenty of things that I should ask him, but
We can also just open up next time with those sorts of questions too.
but yeah, no. I mean, basically everything.
Yeah, so I mean, you have a couple of different things going on here, then, right? Like you have these curses that can be removed. Apparently, Osmond Gage knows about those. Erastus's Manor still needs to be gone to. You need to do whatever the quest is for the dwarves. And then Lisek obviously still wants to go to Osmond Gage to get her thing back. You're still looking for Quell. And maybe Quell and or Osmond Gage are the secret to why the undead apocalypse is happening. And maybe, just maybe, all of this is connected to Oberon. Who
Don't
knows?
hope so, because he's trying to make XP out of this.
Exactly. I mean,
Well, speaking
Josh,
of that,
knowing me,
I should have
come on,
asked about a
it is.
book. I should have asked about a book about ascension.
I mean, you totally can. You're still in the library.
Yes, let's look for books about ascending to godhood.
Okay, yeah, make an investigation check.
Let's see.
Only the Terran at least brings up this library.
I know, seriously. Ooh, nice. If only you
Although
had
Darius doesn't know how to read, so.
that advantage. It's true. Ulrich, would you have been helping with this?
Sure.
Then I think I'll let you have that crit.
Awesome.
Donan.
Yay.
So Donan, I think the last thing we get at this episode is so I would assume the idea, right, is that you guys are gonna rest in this tower, like long rest before you go out and do anything else, right? Because y'all need your
Let's
stuff
not
back.
sleep on any rugs, though.
It's true. You probably just go find like the most nondescript hallway you possibly can and just like sleep on the floor.
Or,
But-
like Ulrich's bedroom or something.
That's true. Yeah, fair. So Donan, you're looking at this book like a candlelight, and kind of like flipping through it, and you see, I mean, a lot of details. Like, what do you want? What are you looking for specifically about Ascension?
Specifically, I'm looking for like things that might be clues to where he's going next. So like, what are some of the things that maybe some rituals that would be involved?
Right, other ways that he could try to do this.
Right, because like he tried the one ritual, we foiled him there. What do we expect next time?
Okay, so Donan, you learned a few things about what Ascension even is. Quell is a bit read up on this. So and part of it starts to, I don't know, shatter maybe a little bit of your worldview here. So the gods are people. They're just people. Or, they can be like fae or whatever, but they're not, like, gods are not a class of their own. They come from other things. People become them. The ascension is the only way to become a god. And so anyone, right, like, can technically do this. There's all sorts of ways that it could go down. Artifacts are usually involved, some sort of ritual, a great like heroic act that proves themselves as a true hero, aka Hercules. That sort of thing can definitely make you into like a god. But there are only a certain number of slots. There are only a certain number of gods that can exist. And they're all tied to specific aspects of nature and reality and human nature, right? So there can only be one god of war, and when the god of war dies, another person can become the god of war. But there has to be a slot open. So Oberon was trying to become the god of forests because the previous god of forest had recently died. With your encounter with what's his face, Pongerban, you now know that there is a now of God of the forests, and it's Pongerban. So Oberon can't be the god of the forests anymore.
So he's gonna want to either make or acquire a new slot. then.
A new slot, exactly.
In other words, Oberon's out to kill a god.
Either that, or he's just searching for someone else who can like do that for him, some way that he can
Convince a god to retire.
or convince a god to retire or something. Yeah, right.
Man, I know
Something
you're
along those
really
lines.
tired of being the god of sugary candy. So
I can take that spot for you, my dude. I'm really good at this stuff.
Yeah, and so it would, and there's I think the one last thing you find, because you got a crit on this, Donan. The one last thing you find that we kind of like end the session on is you find out that right there you kind of like see Quell's notes on comparative mythology, and you realize that right every culture has their own versions of these same gods, but there's only ever one of them actually alive. Right? And so maybe Ares was once the actual god of war. Very likely. Though there's also probably likely that some gods that people worship are probably just made up actual names, even though the position can still be, you can draw divine energy from it. Some of these are like actual made up titles. Some of them, most of them, are like actual people who've lived, ascended, and then died. But there's can only be one at a time. So Ares was once the god of war, but he's dead now. And now someone else is the god of war. Who knows where in the world they're centered. So that's basically why all cultures, like, there's kind of like a way, and Quell does like notes taking on this as to like when these gods like came into existence according to different mythologies, and he likes tracking like different threads. It's like, okay, this god died, and then another god appeared in this mythology, and that's because this dude became the new god of that thing, and he's like tracing all of these lines. And yeah, basically, right, the idea is
Quella's like top scholar, dude.
yeah, he totally is. Yeah, this seems like a topic he's very interested in and has been doing a lot of research
I
on.
wonder why.
And yeah, I mean, basically, like the last thing is, Quell basically has a note that says like, you can only talk to a god if you have the right name ? And basically, right, the idea is, people probably are living their entire lives as clerics and things of gods that have been long dead, and they think that like this is how gods work, that you just kind of like there's like a feeling that you get when you kind of commune with them and you get your energy and whatever. But actual gods can legit talk to people and like commune directly with their followers. Thing is, the gods in Europe, most of them have been dead a long time. And maybe there's somewhere else where these gods now live, and nobody knows the right names for them.
Okay.
And yeah, with all of those details in hand, you maybe start speculating as to what Oberon's next move might be. Quell doesn't have any specific details. I think you see he has like all the like God of the Forest stuff underlined and stuff. He's like, oh, the God of the Forest just died. Like there's a thing going on here, but he doesn't have a next step after that. He doesn't have like. And there's also this god who's dying. So that's a step you'll probably have to find out more about yourself.
Okay. So
least
Quell's
certainly know the right
got a
direction.
lot of good news, but it's also old news. Or a lot of useful news, but it's some of it's old news. Gotcha.
A lot of it's clarifying news of old news you already knew. Yeah. But yeah, unless there's anything else that anyone wants to do last second here. Okay, let's go ahead and wrap up then.
Yeah.
So goals.
Yeah.
Erastus is going to have an interesting time when he hears about that whole thing. Okay, Ulrich. What do you got?
Well, be a good husband. I mean, what do you consider a good husband?
One who actually talks to his wife occasionally.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, you didn't work on that because you didn't talk to her basically the entire time.
Yeah, basically.
You're like the literal stereotypical unattentive husband just playing the entire time.
Yep.
I love you.
Thanks, buddy. I know you're just saying that to help me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, no.
So you definitely defeated a worthy opponent and saved the rest of the
Yes.
party from
Yeah.
whatever you unleashed.
But that was
So you get those for sure.
Yep.
Okay, let me look at XP here. You guys are 4th level?
Yep.
Okay, so calculate.
I just need to focus on being a better husband.
So you worked on 2 goals. 250 XP for you.
And it's small.
Yep. Okay. Donin.
That's me.
Mm-hmm.
Goals were to defeat the demon monster ape thing.
You did it.
I did it. We did it. Find the next step to stopping Oberon's ascension.
I feel like you did find the next step to stopping Oberon's ascension. For sure. How long have you been working on that?
I've got a +1 on it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because you had like other like smaller pieces of that before.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
cool. Yeah. So two sessions on that. You did. Oh, sorry, Connor. You get more than that.
Okay, I was about to
Sorry.
say.
No, that was because that was working on 2 goals. You get 500. So just add another 250 to that.
Okay, all right.
Sorry about that. I was confused there for a second. Yeah. So you defeated the demon monster ape thing. You found the next step to stopping Oberon's ascension. And did you help someone?
I threw a bunch of healing at Lisig.
I mean, like usually has to like involve a roll here somewhere. I don't know if you like
did that. I rolled for HP.
No, but it has to be like a
point.
success fail thing.
He could have rolled 0.
I don't think so. Yeah. So you get. Oops. No, you do not get 25,000 XP.
Oh.
Sorry. 625 for you, Donan.
625.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Marmaduke.
All right, get my wand back. That's going on ×6 now.
Mm-hmm.
Win back the party's trust. And anyone?
He's working on it, right? Like
you have my trust at this moment because you can't disobey me.
Yeah.
But
I
mean,
feel like he
in
worked
a
on it this
way.
session, but certainly didn't accomplish it.
all right.
All right.
So Jared, did you make any active steps towards like getting your wand?
I mean, Wizard's Tower.
Right, but you never tried to find where your wand was.
Oh, well.
So I think what happened, right? You went to Oberon. You tried to like look in the Feywild a little bit more, and then you found out that he didn't have it. Like you thought he did, but he didn't. So.
How dare he?
Yeah.
All right. Find a way to break the curses on the party.
Yeah, working on that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you get 250. And sorry, you start out with a certain amount of XP for being 4th level, so because we changed some things around. So let me look at that real quick. Your starting XP is 2,700, and then go ahead and add that to that 125. Cool. Lisig?
Get back what was stolen from me.
Working on it for sure.
Get out of this alive.
You did
which
it.
I did. And my secret goal.
I feel like you worked on it a little bit because you looked up the druid stuff.
I found the books. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Okay, so you get 500. 500 XP for Lisig. Good stuff. Okay, awesome. Well, there you go. That is Anno Domini episode 11. I'm very excited. There's a lot of threads now, like out in front of you. And it'll be interesting to see where you guys go because there's a lot of different directions this could go. We're kind of like in a sandbox right now, which is pretty cool. Because you guys can just decide to do whatever. So between now and next time we play, we should figure out what the next step is going to be so that I can prepare it in advance for that step.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
poke us about that on chat.
I will indeed. Yeah. Once we fill in David as to what happened this session, then we can kind of figure that out. So, good stuff. All right, we'll be back again at some point. I'm not sure when. We'll have to figure out scheduling on that. But we'll be back with more Anno Domini at some point. So, thank you guys for going along with this shorter episode of Anno Domini, but it was very fun, and I love Marmaduke's character just ruining all the plans and lots of weird things happening. So, it'll be good. It'll be good.
Marmaduke makes things predictable. I mean, unpredictable.
Yep.
It's predictable that it will be unpredictable. That's the predictability about it. All right, that's it. Adios.
Bye.